and today I will be doing the Asian American tag. I got this video from Jen M, and she got these questions from Amy Lee. I will be following the format that they used, and I'm going to be using the questions that Amy created, and I'll link both their videos down below if you want to watch them. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so the first question is, what ethnicity are you? I'm Chinese American. Both my parents immigrated here from China in the 1990s. The next question is, what generation are you? I am first generation because my parents both finished college in China and they came here for grad school, so me and my sister were the first people that were actually born in the States in our family. And unlike my parents, me and my sister speak English way better than we do Chinese, so I would definitely consider myself to be first generation. The third question is, what is the first experience that you felt that demarcation of being a minority or different? Well, I don't really have a first experience, but I did have a few experiences that do stick out to me in my memories that I remember, but not like one experience that really stuck out and really made me feel different, I guess. I remember once in elementary school, I feel like every Asian kid has this moment. It's called the lunchbox moment, where you bring food that your parents might make for you at home and that you're used to, that you've grown up eating, but you bring it to school. They're like, oh, what's that smell? That looks disgusting, and stuff like that. And those moments really differentiate you from the people that you spend time with and the people that you are around at school, because it makes you feel different and it makes you realize that, oh, you're Asian. I ended up buying food for the rest of my elementary years. I just remember in middle school people would be like, hey, this is the Chinese middle finger, and they'd be like, do you eat cats and dogs? Which I don't, by the way. And they would just ask me questions like that were pretty stereotypical and racist, and that's just part of growing up. The fourth question is, were you always proud of your heritage, or was there a time when you rejected it? Okay, I'm still in high school right now, and I would say that I am proud of my heritage. I'm proud to be Chinese American. For most of my life, I've been proud to be Chinese American. But there were times in middle school and freshman year when I moved to Florida that, you know, you just feel different and you feel ashamed of being Chinese. I remember being embarrassed about my parents speaking Chinese to us in public. I remember asking them like if they could just speak English. I remember when I first moved here, because I moved to Florida, and where I used to live there were a lot more Asians, and I moved to Florida and there aren't that many really Asians here. And I just remember feeling awkward with my identity and just trying to be like everyone else. And just being embarrassed to be Chinese. Like sometimes I remember feeling like it would just be easier to be white, you know? The fifth question is, what are some stereotypes that you struggle with? Well, I definitely think one stereotype that I struggle with is the model minority myth, which is basically that all Asians are amazing, we're good at everything, we can't speak up, we have to be quiet, and we're just the best minority and we're like a model to all the other minorities, which is definitely a myth, trust me. I definitely struggle with a lot of stereotypes. For example, I started playing piano when I was 5, but I don't even know why I started. I think it's because my mom made me do it. Because, you know, pretty much every single Asian kid either plays piano or violin growing up. I'm happy that I quit, but a lot of Asian kids I know are forced to do these things that they don't want to do just because every other kid's doing it. I never even was very good. I didn't really have a huge passion about it. I'm happy that I know how to play. I'm happy that my parents spent all this money on private lessons for me to be able to play. Having small eyes. Honestly, I think my eyes are smaller than most Asians actually, but I remember kids just like pointing out my eyes, even Asian kids pointing out my eyes. They go like that, you know. It's just something you can get over. Some other stereotypes is that Asians are good at math. My school has a math team. We're like a nationally recognized math team. It's mostly Asian kids. The stereotype does hurt me in a way. People just assume that since I'm Asian, I'm on the math team, and I always get asked that question. People think I'm really good at math for some reason, which I'm not bad at math, but I'm not amazing at math. I'm not good enough to be on the math team. People like to assume that they can just copy my homework because I'm good at everything and because I'm Asian. The sixth question is, can you speak your language? Yes, I can speak my language. I can speak Mandarin Chinese, which my parents are both from mainland China. I went to Chinese school up until 8th grade, but I don't know if I really learned anything. I speak English to my parents, so I don't get to practice it that often unless my grandparents are at home. I could have like a basic conversation with you, but I wouldn't be able to read a newspaper completely or like understand what's going on in Chinese news. I actually lived in China for like 4 months in 5th grade, and I think that was the height of my Chinese speaking level because I lived in China for like 4 months. But I can speak some basic things, like I can say my name in Chinese. 你好，我叫李格兰. Number 7 is how has being Asian American affected your relationship with your parents? Being Asian American has definitely affected my relationship with my parents because we both grew up in different places, different cultures, different languages, and sometimes I feel like they don't understand what it's like to live here. That definitely can create conflict in a lot of situations because a lot of times my friends' parents who grew up here, they don't really care about the things that my parents are so worried about. Another thing is that a lot of Asian parents like to compare you with other kids, and it just really annoys me and it really bothers me because I don't want to be like, you know, what the other kids are like. But I told my parents about this and they're getting better about it. They work so hard to be successful and make it to the States that sometimes you feel like you have to live up to that. Okay, the second last question is, how do you feel about your heritage now and how do you identify with it? Well, I definitely, like I said earlier in the video, I'm definitely proud to be Chinese American. Yes, I consider myself to be Chinese American. I am both Chinese and I am American. I can speak both languages. I am involved in both cultures. There are things in Chinese culture that I love and hate, but there are things in American culture that I love and hate. Okay, last but not least, we have the 9th question. What's your favorite thing about being Asian American / your heritage? I love Chinese food. China and the US are both very different. China's a country with thousands of years of history and a lot of crazy stuff going on, and the US also has a bunch of crazy stuff going on, obviously. But the US is a newer country and it's very different, and I'm happy that I get to be part of both worlds. I'm gonna put these questions in the description down below, so if you want to make a video doing this tag, you also can. So yeah, thanks for watching. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button down below, and thanks for watching. See you in my next video.